We need answers.
You're welcome to try.
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be continuing our look at the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-packs, only available at GameStop. And tonight, our official first 2-pack will be none other than the Cape Crusader and the leader of the Ninja Turtles, Batman and Leonardo. Bum bum bum. And as you can remember, the first one we did was like a single exclusive Mikey as Batman, but now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the toys. And first up is the leaders, and I can't wait to take a look at these, but let's take a look at the box first. And you can see it is in a nice window box here. It has only at GameStop here at the top. Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo here. 22 pieces, Batman and Leonardo action figure 2-pack. You have Batman there, Leonardo there, and a whole slew of accessories I look forward to showing off and losing. And the box kind of bends over here to the side. You have a nice DC Comics collector's stamp right there at the top, nice and foily. On the top of the box you have just the logo, Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. On the bottom of the box you have some credits for the box, and you have the Nickelodeon symbol down here, and not for children 0 to 3 years old. I'm sure they'll eat the stuff. On this side of the box you have a nice turtle shell and the Nickelodeon symbol at the top. There it is, very nice. Some more credits for the box and DC. And on this other side of the box there's nothing because it's weird. On the back of the box you can see that we have the characters from this line, and starting off with Batman and Leonardo here, you have Robin and Raphael, Batgirl and Donatello, Alfred and Michelangelo, and here we get our first look at Ra's al Ghul and the Shredder, so that's pretty neat. And there is a little read up if you want to check it out. Pause the video and you can read it to your heart's desire. But we are moving on. So that is the box, and nobody wants to see them in the box. I know I don't. So let's get these two rascals out here and see what they can do. And here we have the heroes out of the box, and they look gorgeous. They have a slew of accessories right down there by their feet, each one unique and individual to that character, and I can't wait to get a look at them. And what we'll do, because there are two, we'll take one character at a time, go over everything, and then at the end put them both back together. So let's start with Leonardo. And out of the box, Leonardo stands approximately 5.5 inches tall, and with the hands he has on, he comes with 2 additional sets. So he has 3 pairs of hands all together. He has a pair of swashing hands, like if he's doing some Tai Chi, karate hands, striking. He has a pair of holding hands, so he can hold his katanas, and he comes with a pair of fisted hands, so he can get a lot of fighting in. He comes with a piece of pizza, pepperoni of course, very yummy, looks like some extra cheese on there. And he comes with his signature weapons, a nice case for his katanas, and 2 nice, sharp, long katanas, and they are very nicely done, which we will take a closer look at a little later, but I can't get it to focus, but they fit nicely into these sheaths here, like so, and yeah, we'll be able to show that off in just a few minutes. But anyway, let's get back to the turtle himself. So, taking a closer look at Leonardo, the leader of the Ninja Turtles. Let's get some light on here. There we go. We can see that he is not the same mold as the Michelangelo. I said before, like, unlike the NECA Turtles, who usually have the same mold, just different paint apps, these GameStop Batman vs. Ninja Turtles are all individually sculpted and have their own unique bodies. So that is going to be really cool. So you can see he is green, like every good turtle should be. Has his nice signature blue headband. And we get a little closer there. Let's zoom in on that head sculpt. And pulling really close up on his head, you can see it's very nice and smooth. You can see his bandana there, nice white eyes sticking out of it. Little nice mouth with a little bit of a... It's just a... No, it's indented with some paint. So that's pretty nice. Got something coming down off the eye. That might be an effect. So that's the side coming down. He's got some nice broad shoulders and a big manila looking shell here. The bandana here comes off the back, which is really nice. It's long, and you can see that it's kind of two of them in there. It's kind of molded to have two sides, even though they're kind of connected. There are two there. The belt, you can see, is really good. It's a single piece, and it's like I think it's glued to the shell on the sides here. Yeah, it doesn't move. And you have his L right here. Now they all have their initial on their belt, but it's not your standard circle with the letter inside of it. It's kind of hidden and put in there very artistically, I think. So that's pretty nice. So blue there, and brown belt, green legs, some nice highlights on the inside to give it kind of a cartoony animated look, brown knee pads, and some big honking feet, which is really neat, and some nice detail in those feet, and some more pencil marks. I guess I could call them pencil marks. There's really nice. He going back to his arm, I don't think I mentioned he does have some nice elbow pads, same style as the knee pads. He's got a nice shell on his back, so that's pretty cool. Let's get some focus in there. Coming down to some green legs, and again, these the back of his knee pads are just painted, so that is nothing interesting there. And he's got some words on the bottom of his foot, which, if I could focus, I could read those things. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Okay, there we go. 2019 Viacom at DC Comics, and some little number. And over here you have made in China. So yeah, that is all for the writing on his feet. So that is what your Leonardo looks like, and he looks really, really good. Alright, moving on. And for articulation, his head can go all the way around 360 degrees. I have a little bit of reservation of messing with the head a lot. The bandana here is movable just a little bit, and it seems like it's glued here, and I'm not really sure how well that's on there. So if you get to moving this a lot, I think that might weaken over time and might pop off on you, so you may have to glue that back. So I don't know if I'd mess with that a lot. So anyway, his head can look down a little bit. It can kind of nod to the sides and up a little, but hardly noticeable. So shoulders can go out and in, and they can go all the way around 360 degrees. And he has a elbow bend right here, so that's pretty nice. Bicep swivel is there, so you can see that. Get that the other way there. So there, the elbow pad, I'm sorry, I can't talk tonight, is attached to the upper part of the bicep here, so the forearm can move independently of itself. And the hands, they can go 360 degrees and move in and out, in the closed fist hands. So, like the other turtles that we have, there is no ab crunch or anything. This is basically a solid midsection, and he does not have a waist swivel, because again, it would be kind of hard to cut the sides of this. But that brings us down to the legs. So the legs can kind of go out to the side a little bit. They can go up just a hair, not as much as I'd like. He does have a thigh. Oh no, it came off. Don't worry, it's just on a ball peg, and that will just pop right back in there. And just be careful with that, and it can actually not, thigh swivel can't go all the way around because you'll get the ball joint to come off. So he does have a double knee joint, which comes back a little bit, gives you a little bit of range there. Can I get more? I don't want to try it. His foot is on a hinge, so it can go down, it can go up, it can go rock to the right and left, and if you really push it, I think you could get it all the way around, but I don't want to do that because it'll probably snap off. So yeah, and I believe that is all the articulation for this little turtle. So he's got a lot, not as much back. Again, the shell hinders a little bit there, and you can't do a full thigh rotation because that will happen. So I don't know, that's the first time that's happened. With hopefully it's not gonna be one of those quality control issues. But anyway, so that is it for his articulation. And for the first pair of hands that we're going to look at, these are the open hands, so they can get a little bit of Tai Chi going on. And you could do some karate chopping, yeah, if you were so inclined. Nice open hand design there. And, you know, you can get some turtle salute. Turtle! And that's it for his open palm hands. And his next set of hands are his weapon holding hands. So you can see they have nice mold where you can stick stuff in there. So that will come in handy because we're about to review his weapons. But first, there's one other accessory that he has to grab before his sword. And you can't go into battle with an empty stomach. Here he is holding his pizza, and it looks really nice, and he's going to devour that in just a heartbeat. And now that we've fed, we can put on our weapons. And speaking of his weapons, here his two katanas are in the sheath, and it is very nicely done. They are connected here. It's all plastic mold. They are molded together, so even though it is two pieces, they're not gonna, you can't bring them apart unless you, I guess you can tear it up or cut it, I guess, if you wanted to, but don't do that. It's a nice little set. And you can see the katana has a nice gold handle with some black and some blue diamond shapes in the hilt that are in the handle that will denote Leonardo's colors. And you have some nice gold here for the hilt and the blade. There it is, very nice, and it's kind of sharp if you poke on it. And both swords are exactly the same. So yeah, there's out of focus. So yeah, both swords are the same. So that's really neat. Let's see how long these things are. Where is my handy dandy measuring tape? Here it is. So they range at about 3.5 inches long. So that's a pretty nice sword for him to carry. Now, unlike the traditional Leonardo sword, these cannot be equipped on his back. As you can see, there's nowhere to stick them. I mean, I guess you could try to put them in the belt, but the belt does not move. These are actually designed, if you lift his arm up here, you'll see a little hole in his belt and a little tab on the sheaths, and they are designed to go right into here, but it's gonna be kind of tricky. I don't think I can get it I'm going to have to like turn the camera off and finagle it because I have been messing with it. And so I've found that if you kind of squeeze this part, that will extend the belt out. And you can try to get it in there, tab it in, but it's just not gonna go because it's, I don't know if it's new and you gotta eventually work it in. But yeah, give me a second. I want to try to get that in the hole, so to speak, and I'll be right back. Okay, so after about 5 minutes, a pair of tweezers, and some very choice words, I got the thing on there. But I think it's a very poor design, and I don't think it's going to stay on there, because now with it on there, yeah, he can hold his weapons and you can stick them in there, hopefully, without it falling apart. And if it does, then I'm just going to throw my hands up and say, screw it. It's nice that the swords can just slide in there very easily. So that's cool. That's a nice weapon storage area. But now he can't put his arms down. So I can't put my arms down unless you kind of do it like that. Okay, so there. Yeah, there he goes. So, okay. Again, I don't know how long, if I'm going to keep that on there, because that's kind of cumbersome. And anyway, let's go get these swords in his hands. So we got the hand open swords. They just slide right through the top here. Or maybe they go to the, oh, there it went. I knew it wasn't going to last too long. So anyway, we'll put this in here. So he's got one. Take this out, and this thing sucks. And here we go with this other one. Oh, and that just broke. Okay, little super glue. It's gonna be fine. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the swords look nice. They are kind of thin and fragile here, and so be very careful, because if you don't, this is what you get. So that, yeah, that kind of sucks. But you know, you can still hold it. Looks nice. All right, well, that's just terrible. But yeah, actually good looking swords when you don't break them. Oh my. All right, moving on. And for comparison, here you have the NECA Leonardo, the one with the we got a couple last year with the Shredder 2-pack, and you can see they're roughly the same height, but the proportions on the NECA are a little better than the proportions on the Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You see Leonardo's head is a little smaller, and his feet are really large compared to the kind of a, well, medium-sized head here and smaller feet, but still proportioned with the entirety of the body. But anyway, that is one comparison. And the next comparison I would like to do is with Bat-Mikey. Yeah! And here he is with the other Ninja Turtle that we reviewed, Bat-Mikey. So you can see he is slightly smaller than Leonardo, so you're going to have that, and I think that's going to follow through when we get to the original Michelangelo figure in the line. So that is a pretty neat comparison right there. Alrighty, moving on. And this has been the Leonardo of the 2-pack. And he's not without his flaws, but we'll get into that at the end of the video. So now, let's move on to the Dark Knight. And out of the box, Batman stands just under 7 inches tall, all the way up to the top of his ears. And he comes with a slew of accessories, including the fist that he's equipped with. He actually comes with 4 sets of fists. He has a batarang. He has a grapple gun with 2 grapple attachments. He has a small bat bomb. And he has a piece of pizza that we'll all take a closer look with in just a moment. But right now, let's take a closer look at the Bat himself. And bringing in real close, you can see this guy has a lot of detail in his face. I mean, it's smooth, so, but You have some ridges. Those eyes, they just look really, really nice. Dark nightish. Nice grim scowl there. You can see the animated lines in his chin. Gives him a nice cleft. A little bit of... no, I don't think that's different color. It's just the way that the chin is cut. It actually makes it look like there's shadow on the side. Nice white eyes. Nice cowl. I love the cowl. All my Batmen that I like, I don't like the little stubby ears, and I don't like them really long. This is a great height for the ears, in my opinion. Alright, comes down to his cape. It is cloth. It is blue. It is the exact same cape that we looked at when we looked at the Bat Mikey. It is large, and it's very full and very heavy material, so I think I like that. He is wearing his classic, well, it's not exact classic, but it is a kind of a muted blue and gray outfit. The gray on his chest is nice. Nice, good bat symbol there with the yellow. I think in the comic he actually didn't have this. He just had the black bat on his chest. But I'm glad they put that, because that's a classic Batman symbol there. Coming down to his belt, which is really nice, detailed. It is molded into this piece, so it's not one piece. It is actually part of the trunks, and it's nicely done with a lot of details, colors, and then go down to the blue trunks. Got a couple waves in there that they kind of did molded. Legs, nice gray. Again, you have some lines, cartoon lines, kind of give it a little bit of I don't know, detail, depth to it, and down to some nice blue boots. Those are really nice. Don't want to forget the gloves. These gloves are really nicely detailed too. Got the nice sharp spikes on the back of them. I really like that. This is basically what your Batman needs to look like, and he is really, really good. And on the back, lift that up. I can't see. You have some nice detailed lines here on his back. They didn't even need to do that, because that was covered by the cape. More of the utility belt does continue all the way around and back of the trunks, and that is pretty much what the Batman looks like. I'm Batman. Yeah. Alrighty. I don't know if I mentioned the sides. Yeah, he's got some tune marks on the sides, giving him some depth there. So that's pretty neat. I just like looking at this thing. I mean, I feel like I'm holding a cartoon. Alright. Moving on. And for articulation, his head is kind of on a joint, so it can go up and down and back a little bit, and it can go all the way around like so, which, you know, is not normal for Batman or anybody to do that. So you get a lot of tilt and swivels in there. That's pretty nice. Cape can move all the way around because it is soft goods, so we can get some nice poses with that. Or one of my favorite views of Batman, you can bring it around like this, and you can kind of close himself off in there. It's like, I'm Batman, you know, get that all cool, stoic, easy to draw kind of thing, motif going, and just have the bat symbol kind of hanging out there. So, but anyway, put that back on the shoulders, because that's where it's technically supposed to go. Alright, speaking of shoulders, his shoulders can come out a little bit, and they can go back in. They can rock 360 degrees around, and it's interesting though, you can't see the joint. They've built it into the torso, which is cool. Same thing with the elbow joint bend. You see it's in there. You can't really see the hinge. So that's pretty interesting idea of how to do that. So he does not have, well, yeah, he does have a bicep swivel, my bad. So that goes all the way around. And he does have a wrist swivel, and it can go up and down because it's on a hinge, so that's pretty neat right there. The little blades, they don't move. They're sharp though, so be careful if you mess with those. Now, going to his midsection, he does have an ab crunch, so it can kind of move down like that, and then up, and then down, so it kind of moves, twists, so that is pretty neat right there. And it kind of does go all the way around, which is kind of freaky, so I don't know. That's an extra joint and hinge, if you're interested in that. But his waist does also turn all the way around, so you actually have two. So I don't know if you'd call that a double double waist or double abdomen joint. I don't know. So that is cool. And this is one solid piece. The belt is sculpted into the underwear again, like I said, so that none of that moves. Bringing us to the legs, and this leg can't really go up that much. You see, undies get in the way. You can go kind of go back a little bit. Off to the side is where you're going to get your motion there. Double hinged knee joint, which brings you really far up like that. And you have a foot hinge. It goes down and then up. Not up. It doesn't go up of it, but it kind of rocks. So you can get all sorts of little rocking things there. So, sorry, it's getting late. I'm forgetting how to talk. And that is pretty much it for his articulation. Did I say he has a thigh swivel? Yeah, he has a thigh swivel. And you can see again cuts in there. So, yeah. And taking a look from the standard closed fist that we've been reviewing, I'm coming to the first set of hands, and I will call these the standard weapon holding hands. You can see they're flat, and they have just a little space up at the top, and you can put some stuff in there if you're so inclined. So let's see if we can find some stuff to put into his regular weapon holding hands. And here you see Batman holding his little bat bomb. It's kind of hard to see. It's trying to get the camera focused in on it. It's basically a little round disc, and it has the bat symbol on it, which is nicely done. And you can see if, let's see, get this, let's try to zoom in on it. I don't know if it's gonna take because it's really small. You can see it's kind of the bat symbol there. It's round, it has a nice little red button right there on the side, and it's circular. That's pretty nice. On the back, you see it has like little buttons and circles. There's 3 of them. There's one at his thumb, and that is a really neat little item. And what he does with that is he like puts it on the turtles and other places, and he hits the button and it blows up after a while. So anyway, that's pretty neat. And one of the next things Batman can hold is a piece of yummy, delicious pepperoni pizza. And yes, he does get a slice in the movie, so it is something that he comes with. It is not Leonardo's piece of pizza, it is the Batman's. Yum, yum, yum. All right, moving on. And here Batman is with his 3rd pair of hands, and they are also holding hands or grappling hands. I haven't really decided. It looks like he can like fight with these hands because they're a little open. You can see they're wider open than the other hands, so you could put stuff in there too, and I'll show that in just a second. But those are some really interesting hands. So what can he hold in there, you ask? Well, let me show you. And here we have the bat grappling gun. It's interestingly designed. It's not a standard handle on it, so I mean, he would kind of hold it down here like this, and he has this bat grapple here that you can detach there, and it's nicely colored, painted in gold, or I think that might be just plastic. So anyways, nicely designed there. And you get 2 of these. There's a one with a more open wingspan, so when it's actually firing, so that's pretty neat. And there's a very small little hole right here that it can stick into, and it can go like that. So that's pretty neat little thing that he can hold. And there he is holding it. And like I said, these little things are interchangeable, so you can actually take them out. If you don't want him holding it with one in there, you can just have it holding ready to charge up. Uh-oh. Oh, it's coming out again. Or you could put the little closed one in there. So yeah, that's option. You could do either. Alright, moving on. And finally, we come to his fourth set of hands, and they are also weapon holding hands, and you can see they're very different, only in the fact that there is a gap between the middle finger and the ring finger right here. So that's on both hands, so you have the little gap. And why do you want a gap there? Well, because you have a batarang, and you can see here it is nicely done. It is black, has some nice sharp tips at the top. It looks like a bat, and it's colored with a little bit of silver on the center, the circular, and that can fit right into the space between his fingers, and he is ready to throw his batarang. Ha ha! Except it won't come out because it's molded in there. The fingers are molded and they can't let it loose. Ah! I gotta throw it. No! There it goes. Alright. And that is the accessories for the Batman. Ha ha ha. Alrighty. Moving on. And for comparison, here he is with the recently released Nightfall Batman from the DC Essentials line, I think. Not really sure. It's been a while since I unpacked this guy. And as you can see, they have similar costumes, and you can tell the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stepped out of a cartoon, and the Nightfall Batman came out of a comic book. So I really like this colored costume for Batman, and I like the seriousness of the expression. These are both really, really nice figures. Alright, moving on. And this has been the Batman from the 2-pack, and he was a real delight to mess around with. Now, let's go back and get Leonardo and close out this thing with some final thoughts. And this has been the GameStop exclusive Batman vs. the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-pack Batman and Leonardo. And it's kind of hard to judge these guys. They're, in my opinion, and that's all this is my opinion. You may have different opinions, so please feel free to differ from me. But in my opinion, the sculpts and the paint are really, really good. I love both of these guys' designs. They look great. The articulation is really good. I like how they move. The joints on the Batman are kind of almost indiscernible because you can't see them. Same with Leonardo. His joints are hidden by the knee pads and the elbow pads, and there's a lot of good things that these figures do. The accessories are just phenomenal. There's tons of them, and they do all sorts of neat things. One of them, but they are kind of fragile. Like when I was putting the sword into Leonardo's hands, the handle did break, but I was able to fix it. And I don't know if that was mostly due to me manhandling it or trying to jam it in there, but it was kind of a tight fit, so to speak. And another thing I've noticed, the joint, the ball joint that attaches that you attach the hands to is very small and finicky, so it's kind of hard to get the hands on when you switch them out. But other than that, these were some really nice figures. And I don't want to forget to mention the annoyances of Leonardo's sword holders. Trying to get that through that rubber belt was kind of annoying, and it took me a second. but I think it's on there, and if it falls off, I'm not going to mess with it anymore because it was a bear to get on there. But anyway, other than that, a few nitpicks. The figures look good. They're great. And I can't wait to review the others. And that's pretty much it for the review, guys. I hope you have a good night. Until next time, I'll see you later.